looky there. I found the moon in the creek. Yeah, it's actually right there. What do you know? Imagine that. I don't believe most of that's actually clouds. Just because the coloring in it last night. I mean, there's some of it I think is, but post. And the sun's actually still that direction, but that's where the red spot's coming through at the moment. I think that's just because that's where the smoke and the clouds are probably reflecting the light through the best. I think these are the ones that aren't up in the barn. Well, in that group anyway. Spin you around and the others are all, well, mostly anyway, over there. Part of them are probably in the barn. I don't know, I didn't look. But, see if I can get that thing up there moved. But I gotta shut the pump off first. Darn it. Need to do something and hook that to my phone so I can just, connect to it, shut it off, go move it, turn it back on. Or have another traveler about that size, but then the pump probably wouldn't run too. Oh well, it is what it is. It feels chillier this morning. I think it's a heavier dew is all, because temperature, we're like 58 degrees. We've been 57 to 6 degrees to 60 degrees in the mornings, and just feels chilly this morning. Anyway, I gotta get moving. Well, I got the pump off, headed up to move it, but the crick caught my eye, and I just can't get the position for it. Kind of middle of the screen there, and then over underneath the maple tree. It's picking up the red from back there in the sky. That's how much it's changed in 2 minutes since I went through the gate the first time. And it's picking up the sky colors pretty good. It just won't pick it up off the water. That sucks. Even all this is popping now. Right up to the moon again. Okay, I gotta get something done. You knew I couldn't resist it. The little bit of color that was to the north isn't really there anymore, but this is from the top of the lane, so yeah. What a difference a little elevation makes, I can see farther, right? So they look like kind of a mix between a little bit of cloud and a little bit of smoke. Last night it definitely looked like smoke. But I was barefooting it. I wasn't going to go out far enough to get a good picture. Sorry about that. This looks a lot neater this morning. Just need the broom hooked to it now. What we scraped up in here was just enough for 1/3 of a picture full. And we really should take out of the other bin behind me that's going to be a shovel, and it's already too warm for that bin. So, take it out of this bin, get enough bed road to travel. Yeah, I want to eat it. And probably put something in with it. and all the freaking gophers were done working. I saw one open hole. I waited at it for about 15 minutes, and the little bugger never came back up. So, it's just what it is. They're all hiding in here eating hay instead of being out there eating grass. The other group out, this group, they'll probably be until late afternoon when it starts to cool off. Who knows? They do what they want to do. Grape feeders are in. We're not clearing them clear full. Fill them clear full. Just do one batch. Between the two of them, it'll hold at least 1.5. We put a little over half in the far one, and we're just emptying off in this one. So, well, now this group of calves will be able to get to grain a little better. Some of them have been getting in with their mamas in the morning. And the other group, we were going to put one feeder in for them, but since there's all the yearlings in there, and the young mamas, they're all getting the good grain, and the calves are getting some every morning too, so that's like 2 or 3 times better than getting this stuff. But we're just going to leave it at that. And hey, if anybody wants a couple of these feeders, we got 2 of them we're going to sell. They work. I'd rather sell all 4 and get a better one on wheels, but you know, this is what they had way back when. Now what you'll see on the wire, dragonfly. He's probably about 3 inches long. He was closer to me, but he chose to sneak down there a little farther. Getting a little traveler out finally. Kind of hoping to have a little help with it, because this little one, the hose likes to loosen up too much when you pull it. But number one, for me, when I finally saw her this morning, that she had shuffle Maury around, and then one of the other drivers had to take his truck into the shop, so she was gonna have to pick him up. Then all hell kind of broke loose. One of his other trucks is waiting for a tow truck. Either lost rear end or lost the transmission. Doesn't know which. Either way, truck no go. So she left quite a while ago. Not a little one drowning. And we got an issue here. Looks like I'm gonna have to make a phone call, because a little blister right there that popped, and I see a couple others over here. That's the only spot I see. I don't know. I ended up with 3 feet more than I wanted. If I don't see any other issues, maybe I'll just come back and cut it off there. But for right now, it's going to run right here. It's the only place I see issues. You see little blisters there. I don't know if you can see them or not. Another one right here. And then that one. And beyond that, they're all in a straight line too. And beyond that, I don't see any. So it's kind of interesting. And up here we got a little sepia here. Both ends are, they're as tight as they'll go. The only thing hanging on the bottom, there's, you know, I thought it looked like it might have been blisters, but it's just the water that seeped off of here. So, I guess considering that's, well, a little more than 3 feet off the end, but the ends I had extra, I won't complain about it. You know, shit happened. Well, actually, that's right at 3 feet from the end. Okay. As long as the rest of it holds up, I don't care. And I sped the big one up. It overlaps quite a bit on that pass when it's on the other side of the fence over there. And I want to get it moving, so my plan is that should be in after this one. Then this one I might pull out again, we'll see. I might even just turn it and run it down the hill from here, but my plan is get this strip done before I got to move the other one, because I need this riser for the other one. And I wanted this done already. And yeah, I could do this after the other one's over here, but I don't want to water the other one at the same time, because I'm watering over to make up for what the other one misses along the fence. And it's lunchtime, so, and too freaking warm. This year after the fires were over and we were able to get up on the hill to bring the combine home, we had a little issue. It wasn't showing any oil pressure. Things were screwed up. All this thing has in a freaking idiot light in the cab, which is what that sending unit on top is. Sending unit on the bottom goes to your hydraulic controls. If there is no oil pressure, you have no electricity to your electric valves. So that's bypassed, because that sucker never has worked very well. I mean, you got 40 pounds of pressure and you got nothing, and 10 seconds later at 38 pounds of pressure, you got everything working. Don't know why, but we've had a jump wire on there for years. I just checked both sending units. Both sending units are fine. But when we had our issue, the gauge that was there, that top sending unit was actually where the gauge is now, different gauge. Gauge was scooched. So I actually ended up taking a fitting off of there to make sure we had oil. I don't know what she's actually running. It should be between 40 and 60. Hell, the engine ain't that old. That's the gauge I had that would work, so that's why it's on that way. Can't read it straight up. So that's what I've been doing on this nice, cool day. So now I gotta climb back down with my hands full. Don't worry, I'll get rid of y'all, so I got one hand. I see that sprinkler. Look right over the peak of the barn, you can see the other one. I'm thinking they're gonna just about tie getting in, which is fine. Shut the pump off, move everything, turn the pump on, I'm done. Because I'm not gonna run a little one tonight. I'm not gonna mess around, and it's at least 95 out. I ain't gonna mess around hooking pipe up at that temperature when it's been sitting there empty for 3 or 4 days. That shit's too hot to grab. So anyway, now I gotta get back down. So I'll bring you back. Or if I don't, thanks for watching.